Hello, welcome to the screencast where we're going to be talking about version control. Very, very important subject for any serious developer. Now, what is this thing called version control? Version control is a way of recording changes to our files and folders. These files and folders will be found in our projects. These projects can be software, web application development projects, or any kind of files that we might be using to write our programs. Why exactly does this matter? Version control enables us to save older versions of our files and folders. After saving them, we can then revisit or go back to the older versions. That's what it allows us to do. If you lose your file, you can easily recover them using remote repositories such as GitHub and Bitbucket. And I will show you where this is right after this slide here. You can also compare changes to your work over time, which is great. You can see how your code differs from when it was yesterday and today, an hour ago to now, or anytime you make a commit, you can make commits as you go, as much as you need to. If you are working as a team also, version control allows you to track changes, any changes that you make. It allows you to track who made the changes and when these changes were made. Now, GitHub is one platform that I use for my web applications. I also use Bitbucket. I use both, but in this tutorial, we're just going to talk about GitHub. So if you don't have an account, I would suggest to go ahead and sign up with GitHub. You just go to github.com and then you find a username, enter your email address and your password. And remember all of this. You're going to need your email address, you're going to need your username and your password before the end of this tutorial to finish off setting up your version control system. Okay, so make sure you remember those three things: your username, your email address, and the password that you use for GitHub. Now, I already have this set up, so I'm just going to go to sign up. So let's say you're at this stage now. After you sign up, go and check your email because GitHub sends you an email. And that's a very crucial step that you have to take to finalize and confirm that you are actually wanting to create this account. So when you have set up, when you have signed up, go ahead to the email that you provided to GitHub and then activate your account. And then when you've activated your account, you can then sign in. And then for the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to need to be in this section here. So if you click on the profile on the right and then go down to where it says settings, click on settings and then click on SSH on the left. You see where it says SSH and GPG keys. We click on that and then we stop there. Okay, so just stop right there and then let's go to the quick tutorial on how to set up your GitHub. So we've taken the first part, we went to GitHub and registered. And then if you don't already have Git, you want to go to let me see, I think it was I did screencast number 7. I talked about how to set this up, or you can just go to this book here. There are many resources that you could use to set up GitHub, but this is a great book. It's free. It will help you install GitHub. You see right there it says installing Git. I mean to say to install Git, not GitHub, to install Git. Okay, so I'm going to go in my console and we'll go through all these steps, and I'm going to provide these in the show notes. But let's just talk about them real quick before we go into the console. So we're going to check here if we have Git. If we do, it'll give us a version number. And then the next thing we're going to do is configure Git. So this we'll all do this together in the console. And then when you see it says your name, this is the name that I asked you to remember that you gave to GitHub. Okay? And then your email, this is the email that I asked you to remember when you set up your account on GitHub. And then in this step here, you're gonna give your name also. So what you're doing is you're putting all of this into your console and excluding the $sign. You see everything that I'm highlighting. But I wanted to make sure that you know that this is actually your name. You put in your name, which is the username that you provided. No, actually, no, it's just your name. It's your full name, whatever name that you provided. All right. And then your email address that you provided. And then this SSH key gen, this is going to generate a key that is going to show up on it'll be output into your console. And when you get to, this generates your key gen, let me take that back, your SSH key, and then this code right here is going to output it to the console. And then when it's output, you're going to copy it. After you copy it, you go back here, you click on this, you title it. I usually just give it the name of my computer, like MacBook Pro or something, and then you paste the generated key into here. Okay, so we're not doing this yet. I'm just preparing you for the steps that we're going to take next. I think it's important to see it twice. It's important. Programming is a lot about repetition, right? And then when you are done, you just go to verify that you actually set it up correctly, and then you should see an output in your console that says hi, and your name, your GitHub username here. This is what will show up. That's the username I asked you to remember. It will show up here, and it will say you've successfully authenticated, but GitHub does not provide shell access. That's it. You're done. Forget about anything else, and then you're ready to start building your web application and using version control. Okay, so if you're on a Mac, you hit Command spacebar, and then the Spotlight search would come up. Then you type in terminal, and then your terminal should come up. But I use iTerm, so I'm just gonna say iTerm. That's what I want to use instead. There we go. Get this fired up. And then let's see. I want to close the window on the left. So I'm just going to quit out of this, and then I'm going to exit. There we go. Okay, so let's say you're now in your terminal. Let me see where I am. PWD, I'm in my wiki. Okay, I don't want to be my wiki. Let me CD, get out of this, CD Pro, and then lab. I'd rather be in there. Actually, my screencasts. Okay, that's where I want to be in. Okay. So remember the first line of code that we ran. Let me open it up because I have it in my Vim wiki. So I'm just going to split this terminal here, and then over here I'll just start the Vim. So Vim, my Vim wiki. So you can see the commands as we type them on the left. So let me just show them to you here. So let me just say, what is it? What do I have in there? Okay, yeah, Vim. And from there, we're gonna go. Okay, so the first command is on line number 9, and we just want to say git dash version. Okay, you see my version of Vim over there. And then the next command is on line 16, which says git config. So git config dash global user.name, and then this is where you type in your name. And for me, it'll be, that's the name I'm going to use. I'm not going to enter this because I already have mine set up. Okay, I'm just helping you. I'm gonna walk you through this. So we're on line 16. If you're not sure where we are, just look on the right of my screen, you will see that that's the code that we just typed in there. Okay, so the next line that we're going to run is on line number 21. We say git config, again dash 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 global user.email. Then you put in your email address. Mine is Kudzai N at, I'm just gonna say example.com. Okay, so that's so each time you run these commands, hit return, so you enter and move on to the next step. So we are on line number 21. Next, let's go to line number 26 to generate the SSH key. So let's say, let me see, SSH dash keygen dash T RSA dash C. It's capital letter C. And then you type in your email address. Once you're done typing in your email address, you hit return. Now, like I said, I'm not hitting return because I already have this set up. And then the next step is going to be on line number 31, where we're going to show the key that we just generated. And it's CAT / dot SSH / ID underscore RSA dot pub. So this generates your key, your public key. Then you just hit return. When you hit return, it's going to output a bunch of text, and you want to copy all of that text. I'm not going to hit return here because I don't want you to see my key, and you don't want to show anybody your key really. So I'm gonna go back and delete that, and then from there, what you have copied is going to be a bunch of it's going to be a bunch of gibberish that's going to come out something like this. So what you want to do is just copy it. Okay, and this is generated. You're not the one typing this out. This is generated through the line that you ran right here, line number 31 right there. I just highlighted it, so that's the last one you run. Then now we're going to visit. Let me fix that spelling. We're going to visit GitHub. Let's go back to GitHub. Right there. And then this is where you would paste it. Okay. You'd paste that gibberish from your, this is where you put in your public key. And then this is just a title. And then you hit add, and you're all done. You're all set. Okay. So once you have set this up, you are now able to create a new repository. Let's call this test 1 2 3, and I'll just say this is a test in the description. Then we say create repository. Okay, and once you've created the repository, this is what you want. But I'm going to sign out of this and then use and actually I'm going to sign out of this, and we're going to end this to the screencast. I think we're running a little too long. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to send me an email at feedback@zambezi.app. Again, it's feedback@zambezi.app. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.